City Chiefs taking on Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in a very rainy Kansas City, Missouri at venerable Arrowhead Stadium. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. And his first pass is incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Pro Bowler Chris Jones able to work his way in and record the sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 72 yards.
And the Panthers.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier. He's brought down.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 10 carries, 54 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
On 2nd and 7, Bridgewater gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would...
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. But whatever they said appears to have worked. To try here for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. Fielded in trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. Chiefs offense coming out here and bringing them onto the field, the most valuable player of last year's Super Bowl, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. Let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And going deep for Hill. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. And even 40 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown...
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Frank Clark in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
With the carry for Carolina.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get advantage that way.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Tano Passanio. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. He lost 2, and it brings up 4. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. were. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but now it's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Intercepted.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
8. 7-7, our score after 1.
Score tied 7-7.
From the 24, Bridgewater. Open man is Samuel, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Bridgewater. That's complete to McCaffrey. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Fourth down, they're going. Bridgewater. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Or it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down.
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 47 yards.
1st and 10.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. At the Panthers 30.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. 3rd down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains. That's enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. But it'll be second and goal.
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it?
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
What was that one?
In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
That grounding call could very well doom this drive. We'll see. They'll try again here, 3rd and goal. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved out to an early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Brandon, a lot of times coaches see these situations present themselves on film. But how often do they actually call it? We just saw it here, and what an end result. A huge touchdown off of a terrific call.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt.
To kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Time to take a glance into what we've seen so far from Teddy Bridgewater. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free, and there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
Here's Joseph Charlton now,
as he's on to punt for Carolina. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. That's really been a blistering start to the season for him so far. He's on pace to blow past 1,000 yards. The good receivers, it's interesting, though. You put extra coverage on them, they probably view that as a challenge. All right, I'm going to go after this. You put one guy on them, then they feel disrespected, and they want it to. So how do you cover it?
You're exactly right. That's an insult, right? Especially the year that he's having. But I just have to go ahead and I'm not going to insult him. I'm going to respect him. I'm sending as many people as possible. But one of the reasons he's having this type of a start is despite that type of coverage, he finds a way to what we call uncover late. Ball's thrown, even though there's coverage there, he's the one who can go up and come down with it, finds a way to get to the football.
And the offensive line has given them time in the pocket to have that uncovering late. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw.
He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire.
And he's brought down. 10 more there and another 1st down.
10 more yards. That's another Kansas City.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And he's able to put it through. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the driver to get at the 25-yard line.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Bridgewater now from the 50. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
When you run into slant.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off.
At their own 41-yard line.
The Chiefs offense and Tyreek Hill heading back out onto the field. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press in, double?
And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Now another timeout. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off the play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Bridgewater now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Pass complete to Chris Manhertz. A gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 25-yard line. So we have come to halftime and what's already a 2-touchdown game. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Joey Slide.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
So here are the Chiefs to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Taking it about the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side.
Bridgewater's pass complete to Chris Manhertz.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Open man is Anderson. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Robbie Anderson. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Joey Slye
now to kick off after the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Nigel Bradham brings him down.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and...
On 2nd and 9. Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Brings up 2nd.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed. They made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
3rd down and 12.
I can't believe they even let you play. 58, come on. 58, come on.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And going deep for Hill. This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
11-yard line.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's open like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Willie Gay on the tackle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Bridgewater. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
9 yards. And a Panther 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Bridgewater's pass.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Bridgewater's
That 2nd down play nets a -4. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 14. And again, it's Bridgewater. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Bridgewater again. This will be caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To the air again with Bridgewater. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Teddy Bridgewater's sacked. A loss of 11.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. To try again after the sack. Bridgewater. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Bridgewater. That's complete right around the 8. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter, you're going. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Desperation time. 4th down. Bridgewater.
Bridgewater's pass intercepted.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. K1 short, pushing through there to make the play defensively. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now a handoff here to his running back. An 8-yard gain, so that gets him halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
He was brought down by 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Darren Lee
there to get him down.
No gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Shut him down! Shut him down! Let's do this!
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. He can run for it, and he will. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they take a knee.
Mahomes on the keeper.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Mahomes on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. And they will take a knee here.
Mahomes on the keeper.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
So this one in the win column for... And when you break it down...